Hello, everybody, and welcome to Lorian Locke's reaction to fucking the newest Netcrit video. How can you still buy chests? I turned them off. Yeah, this is Netcrit's like 4th or 5th video on the MMOs. I'm a little late to the party because I'm fucking sick as shit. But I thought the world needs to know my opinion about things, so I'll just do it. For background, I know a ton about Runeterra lore. I know a ton of Dungeons & Dragons. I've played a bunch of video game RPGs in my life and tabletop RPGs. I am not an MMO expert, but this is my, you know, sort of outside opinion perspective on the shit. And I think this is really about Riot's monetization. So, you know, I've been playing Riot games for 8 years, so I should know about their monetization. Let's begin.
I already made 4 MMO videos,
yeah,
and at the end of the last one, I said that would be my last one. Because up until that point, I was simply showing people what already exists. Going past that point would be pure theory crafting. But no one said I can't talk about something that people already talked about. Okay, not entirely. You see, a lot of people mention some good and big reasons why Riot's MMO is set up for success. I will repeat some of those points in this video. But the reason why I decided to talk about this topic as well is because as someone who has been with Riot Games for over a decade, I know their patterns of behavior. I know their entire past when it comes to monetization, and that means all the good stuff and the bad stuff. I know their past when it comes to their game's success. And I know what they do when things don't go well. And some of these points tell us a lot about how Riot's MMO is shaping up. On top of all of this, Canon had the exclusive interview with Ghostcrawler, where we got quite a few golden nuggets, which includes a line that pretty much tells us that, yeah, Riot is gonna go through with the MMO.
One of the nice things about Riot is we're not gonna run out of money, right? I'm not gonna have a publisher that's like, hey, if you gotta ship by Christmas or we're canceled. Riot will cancel this game if the game isn't good enough. They're not gonna cancel the game because it gets too expensive. And
this sounds great. So after combining all of this,
that does not confirm the MMO. Hold on. He's huffing glue.
Riot will cancel this game if
Hold on.
Nice things about
okay, what did he say exactly?
Line that pretty much tells us that, yeah, Riot is gonna go through with the MMO.
One of the nice things about Riot is we're not gonna run out of money, right? I'm not gonna have a publisher that's like, hey, if you gotta ship by Christmas or we're canceled. Riot will cancel this game if the game isn't good enough. They're not gonna cancel the game because it gets too expensive. And
this?
Oh, I see. Because the way he's worded it, canceled this game implies the game is already alive and it would need to be canceled. That does not confirm the MMO. I'm gonna be 100% real. I don't know if he's YouTube clickbaiting or if he's, you know, smoking that good copium as Netcrit does, but
sounds great. So, after combining...
Oh, no, it is great. I will agree. That's an amazing... You know, if you're that big enough as a fucking studio, like, and money is no issue, like, fucking bit of both, maybe. Fucking Ruin King was incredible because they didn't have to answer anyone. They were just like, here's a buttfuck of money. It was a year late, but it was great. Yeah, all the other games that aren't League of Legends are great.
In all of this, suddenly I have a new topic to talk about. The real reason why Riot's MMO is set up for success. Let's start with all the things that you already know about. Perhaps the biggest reason for Riot being on the right path is already having a loyal following. When World of Warcraft launched for the first time, there were lines forming up around entire blocks. And why was that? Well, first of all, it's because digital purchasing was not a thing. But more importantly, because people knew the Warcraft universe from the other games. And they knew Blizzard as a great developer. Of course, Riot is riding the same wave. Hopefully with a different destination. People know League's universe from League of Legends. And Riot is essentially where Blizzard used to be. They are known for their great games, exactly as Blizzard used to be. They are known for taking a game idea, polishing it, and making it better than its inspiration. Exactly as Blizzard used to be. Speaking of which, if you're a fan of MMOs and you don't know much about Riot Games, you might be surprised to see all the successful games they have released. Of course, League of Legends launched as the better, simpler version of the Dota mod from Warcraft 3. Nearly 10 years later, Riot launched their second game, Teamfight Tactics, which was a new version of the auto chess from Dota 2. And once again, using characters people already know and love from League, Teamfight Tactics dominated its competition. And it now remains as the only big and still growing auto chess game on the market. Then we got the third game,
I didn't know that.
Game using League's characters called Legends of Runeterra. From all of the Riot games, Legends of Runeterra is the only game that didn't fully dominate its game genre. That's because card games already have a very narrow audience, and digital card games slowed down their growth. But on top of that, it is hard to pull someone away from their card game if they already spent money on it. However, despite that, Legends of Runeterra still managed to match Hearthstone. So these two are still battling.
I don't know how accurate it is, but Legends of Runeterra, it might just be my perception, seems to be on a downswing for what I've seen. Because of the Seraphine Vayne meta, no one gave a shit, and you know, they did that meta for a while, and then like, you know, the balance patch after that, no one gave a shit. So Legends of Runeterra seems to be at the downswing. I also think it's because Marvel Snap is like a month-year old, and everyone is just like, you know, it's the hot new thing. So everyone, like all of the Legends of Runeterra content creators that I follow and watch shit on, they've all moved on to Marvel Snap, temporarily or not, you know, it's whatever, but I just note from, you know, it seems to be on the downswing. I'm sure, you know, Marvel Snap will run out of shit to pump, and Legends of Runeterra will release fucking Aatrox, and everyone will blow their loads again. But
for dominance, with the other card games being very close. After this, we got Valorant.
It's
a new
Marvel,
player-friendly version
true.
Of Counter-Strike,
People
or
love
at least
Marvel.
new player-friendly compared to Counter-Strike, which is also using iconic characters for marketing. Even this game managed to dominate the tactical shooter genre, and now it is doubling the numbers of their two main competitors, Rainbow Six Siege and Counter-Strike. But then, after Valorant, Riot went back to MOBAs. They looked at Mobile Legends Bang Bang. That's the real name, by the way. They realized it was essentially a League of Legends on mobile, and they realized, why don't we do that? But better.
And they made a better version of League of Legends.
Rift, a mobile version of League of Legends, which in many ways could be regarded as even better than League of Legends on PC. I mean, look at all those polygons. That's running on a phone. On top of that, even though it is a mobile game, it is using fairly standard monetization. And right now, while Wild Rift is dominating in the West, Mobile Legends Bang Bang is still dominating in the East in some countries. So Riot is currently in the process of dominating the game genre. But
didn't they just move on to loot boxes? I'm pretty sure Legends of Runeterra, excuse me, Wild Rift just moved on to loot boxes. You know, they just started doing that. I'm pretty sure, like, you need loot boxes to get the new fucking skins that you need to buy. So, they're going a little backwards. Anything's better than a little... True. They're going a little backwards in the monetization in terms of, like, user-friendliness, because I'm sure everyone would just like to buy their skin than use fucking loot boxes. So, you know...
Riot did not end here. They recognized that people wanted to play more games with their League of Legends characters. And so they launched Riot Forge, a smaller publishing studio that is working with
It's a bit out of order. I'm pretty sure Riot Forge was before Valorant.
And here
but...
we already got 2 games. Hextech Mayhem is a League of Legends spin on the rhythm-based bit
I still need to play this, actually.
Game, which I have about 10 hours in, and Ruined King, which is about 40-hour-long RPG that is telling a canon story from the universe. Also, you can find me here.
You may simply call me Negrit.
That's me! But in 2023, we are also expecting 2 more games. Song of Nunu, which seems to be an adventure platformer taking place in the harsh Freljord, and Convergence, a 2D action platformer in Piltover that seems to be lining up really well with Arcane 2. Both of these games were delayed from 2022 to 2023. Because, guess what? No, it's not crunch time. It's because Riot Games actually care about their games. With the 2 already released Riot Forge titles scoring 80%
Forge was 2 months after Valo. Oh shit, never mind, Skybird. Okay.
So, the takeaway from this is, yes, Riot has a history of nearly flawless game releases. They have not seriously flopped yet. And their monetization practices are not too far away from this. In Canon's
Yeah, I guess they really haven't flopped anything. That's interesting. Okay, I gotta give it to you, Riot Games. They haven't flopped a single thing. I misread that. You were right. Okay. Developers care about their games. Riot Games does. They have the money. They have fuck you money. They have the money to care. And also, like, you know, they make good games. Ruined King was supposed to come out before the Ruination event because it explained very crucial context to the Ruination event. But Riot made the decision to delay that game until it was ready to release a better product than to release it within the timeline. And the Ruination suffered for it, but the game was fucking incredible.
Interview, Ghostcrawler straight up mentioned they will not sell player power.
We're not going to do pay to win. We're not going to do pay to power. I'm pretty confident saying that. What the business?
That's a big one.
I probably said that, or a lot of players. It's just not Riot's style.
Right.
We really want players to feel like they're welcome back in the game at any time. And yeah, if life is rough right now and you're between jobs or you just can't, you can't pay for the subscription, I'd rather.
So it is going to be subscription.
Not turn out rather than be able to keep playing. So that's why Riot has traditionally liked free to play with purely cosmetic purchases.
As you heard, Ghostcrawler didn't even approach
never
it
mind.
as big news. He just casually dropped this piece of info because that's a given at Riot Games. Now, I know what you might be thinking. In the past, some other developers from some other studios said they wouldn't do it.
And they did.
Until the moment they did it. So what makes this different for Ghostcrawler? Well, you see, this is simply how Riot operates. And if you need a proof, look no further than Riot's future game known as Project L. Project L is a league-based fighting game, and Riot is making sure the fighting game genre is yet another genre dominated by Riot Games. And in their latest dev update, they mentioned the exact same thing.
We want you to be able to play no matter where you live, what your skill level is, or how much money you have to spend on a game. To that, I'm happy to confirm that Project L will be free to play. If you played a Riot game before, this probably won't come as a surprise. Our team is made up of fighting game veterans and folks who are passionate about serving the FGC. And we operate with one approach. If we wouldn't like it, we won't do it. When it comes to monetization, we promise to be respectful.
Okay, I'm nitpicking. Is he green screened in? He is. This means nothing. He's just green screened in. That's a nitpick. I'm nitpicking and biased, but I just I just noticed it.
Fight game before probably won't come as a surprise. Our team is made up of fighting game veterans and folks who are passionate about serving the FGC. And we operate with one approach.
Look at his head, right? Like you can see like the artifacts of the green screening. His shirt looks really good though. It's just like these parts of his head. Unless this is something else and not a green screen. You guys see here? That they couldn't quite get the green out of his head. Little marks here.
If we wouldn't like it, we won't do it. When it comes to monetization, we promise to be respectful of both your time and your wallet.
Respectful of both your time
God,
and
Ari looks
wallet.
good.
Theoretically, this doesn't exclude buying power. Anyway, what this means is that Project L will most likely run exactly like League of
Background
Legends.
replacement?
You
Probably.
play the game for free to unlock fighters, but you can also buy them directly. Now, because they mentioned that they will be respectful of your time, hopefully the grind won't be that awful. I assume it will be something similar to Valorant, where you can unlock each new character every week. Not one character per month.
Wow.
As some games are doing it now. I mean...
I don't know. Yeah, it's probably gonna be good. I mean, the only reason that made me pause is because there are some things that are really grindy, like if you want to get a prestige skin, or if you want to fill out the battle pass in Wild Rift, like the Star Guardian event. That was fucking insane. I didn't even think I finished it. Or the every battle pass Legends of Runeterra, it requires a lot of grinding. But that is not free-to-play grinding. That's like paid grinding. You know what I mean? You pay to grind those things, weirdly. So, I don't know. I guess the free-to-play grind will be fine, but if you want to pay the season pass to get like a whole bunch of stupid shit in game, that's gonna be more grindy. Because there are some grindy things in Riot games, but like, and even their flagship League of Legends. What is this blue thing? Wait, what is this? Oh no, it's on your screen too. Never mind.
It's the same studio. Each new character.
Sorry, I don't know what that was. Anyway. Lost my train of thought. Even League of Legends is a bitch to grind all the characters. I don't think, I mean, my time is split on 2 accounts because VTubing, but like I want to see on either account if I actually spent my blue essence and bought a characters. I don't think I'd be able to buy half the cast. Like, it is a ridiculous grind to get every single character, you know? So...
every week. Not one character per month, as some games are doing.
But Valorant is a lot more of a modern model that would probably make more sense to compare it to. So, he's probably right here. I'm just giving my 2 cents.
I mean, it's the same studio. They can just pass over the numbers and see what worked. And because they mentioned your wallet, I assume the skins won't be as pricey as Valorant. Speaking of which, let's talk about the...
Nah, they're gonna be as pricey as Valorant. That's the only way the game's gonna make money if it's free to play. It's gotta be. They're gonna sell fucking baubles with physics and skins. Never keep your hopes up. What? It's gonna be as expensive as Valorant. It has to be. Because the skins are gonna be way more expensive to make because it's a fighting game character's skin. It's not a gun texture. I don't know. You know, can't really speak to how complicated the gun textures are, but I assume it's a gun texture. You know, you're seeing from a first-person perspective, compared to a 2D skin on a fucking fighting game character. Like, it's gonna be insane. All the animations they have to do, if they're skin in Project L, they're gonna be way more expensive to make. So they're gotta be way more expensive to, sell than Valorant.
The overall monetization at Riot Games and what it means for Riot's MMO. Besides the indie titles, which are standalone games, every Riot game is a free-to-play game, which run on skins and time-saving monetizations. Now, when I say time-saving monetizations, you may jump to the conclusion that even time-saving is indirectly buying power. However, that really depends on what you are buying, and in Riot's case, I can confirm it is not pay-to-win. But before we get to that, let's quickly talk about the skins. In League, Riot struck a good balance, with most champion skins being between $5 and $10, with the vast majority of them having unique spell effects. And occasionally you can buy the massive $20 skins, which change up the entire animations of the champions. All of that is fairly standard, nothing crazy here. But I have to say, as I mentioned in my last video, it seems like Riot is shifting their focus away from League. But while their focus is going to the other projects, they have to keep the monetization going. So these days, League is actually getting less gameplay content than we did a few years ago. But we are still getting the same amount of skins. This means that because the...
He was mentioning this. I didn't see this video. It says I saw this video. I don't think I saw this video, but yeah, I guess that's what he mentions. That League is putting their focus away, which is why... So fucking dumb, dude. I'd actually play League of Legends if there was a PvE mode. I don't know how many times I had to fucking complain about no PvE mode or anything new. But, that's why it feels like there's way more skins, because there's way more skins compared to the other content. Hold on. Which is really interesting. They're using these skins as the driving force to fucking monetize every Riot game.
Than we did a few years ago. But we are still getting the same amount of skins. This means that because the vast majority of the content is skins these days, it seems like skins are dominating everything else. And I find it funny that you can connect this to what Ghostcrawler said in the interview about monetization.
To look at League of Legends, for example, if we stopped making champions and just kept making skins, at some point players are like, well, this kind of sucks. You're only focused on the money-making side of the game. So you need to do both. You need to make sure the game balance is good. You need to update everything that you can in order for players to feel good about it.
Yes, it kind of feels like the League is in this situation right now. In Teamfight Tactics, you can do the same thing. You can buy a skin for a little commander on the battlefield.
I don't mean to get on my high horse, my broke-ass high horse, and say that maybe there's a flaw within League of Legends itself, but it feels like that's the thing. If they feel like they have to pump out new champions, and they have to pump out new gameplay changes to sell the skins, and to keep the game running, to keep players interested. It's true, they have to do that, but, like, it shouldn't be a half situation. It should be like, what can we do? You know what I mean?
At some point, players are like, well, this kind of sucks. You're only focused on the money-making side of the game. So you need to do both. You need to make sure the game balance is good. You need to update everything that you can in order for players to feel good about it.
Yes, it kind of feels like...
I feel like his wording there is what I'm really picking apart here. Because, oh, good morning, Hernopolis. Because, the flaw is that it's League of Legends, yeah. Because it didn't seem like they're doing this out of the passion. It seems like, oh, this is how we make money, so we need to keep the game going and keep producing skins.
Like League is in this situation right now. In Teamfight Tactics, you can do the same thing. You can buy a skin for a little commander on the battlefield which you control, which is called Little Legend. These are always on the cheaper side, with some more expensive alternatives which also have unique execute animations when you defeat an enemy. However, every Little Legend also has a legendary variation, which you can only get from eggs. And eggs are essentially loot boxes. And the amazing thing is, the TFT team realized that these loot boxes are bad. And after the first year, they allowed you to buy any Little Legend directly. Of course, it is possible that government with their anti-gambling pressured them into this. But as far as we know, there were no lawsuits and they did it themselves. And since people trust them on this, if anything, it shows you their reputation. TFT also offers their Battle Pass, which to this day has perhaps the best value out of any pass in any game. However, Teamfight Tactics also has the arena skins. Because these are a massive chunk of landscape, of course they are a bit pricier than normal models. But the unfortunate part is that sometimes they also offer the legendary arenas, which go for up to $200. And I say up to because these arenas are a randomized drop. It is guaranteed to drop from egg number 60, which is around the $200 mark. But since you can get it earlier, you are essentially rolling for a discount. When Riot first announced this, I was shocked. I simply didn't expect it. But then, Mordog, the lead TFT developer, talked about it on his stream. And I realized I was wrong. Because TFT is so free to play, by which I mean you can't go more free to play without giving people money back. I mean, while in other games you grind for new characters or something like that. From the moment you log into TFT, everything is unlocked and you get the full experience. Even in League, that's not the case. Because of that, he mentioned that there are people who want to spend money on TFT, but they can't. Because in this game, you only have one Little Legend, so you technically only need one skin. Once you have the one skin you like, you don't need anything else. So, the team wanted to give the whales some food to support the game. And if you still feel like this was a greedy move, just listen to what Mordog has to say about it. For context, he is gonna mention Kaisa, and Kaisa is one of the $200
The art is gone, that means
obviously
they can craft
TFT
a
has
ton
to
of
make money
cards
to
to troll
succeed, right?
you.
And so
yes,
we have these
yes.
expensive cosmetics.
Well, the
that
art
people
is coming
want.
back. You don't have to
That
destroy
being said,
those.
if you don't have money, it can feel left out, and I agree with you. So typically what you have to do is you have to look for the opportunities to find something kind of comparable, and there will be opportunities. You're not going to be able to get everything, but for example, during events, there's going to be ones that are more accessible. You might get lucky and get one during an egg. It's also the kind of thing where, like, let's say you really like Dragon Chibimancer Kaisa. Who knows? In 2 years, it may come back in a thing that's a promotion and be a little easier to get, you know, as time goes on. You never know. And so you have to find your moment where you can get the thing you enjoy, rather than, you know, you have to have the new now. And unfortunately, like a lot of things in life, money counts and it sucks when you don't have money. It really does, and I know that. I've been there. So that's my honest answer. Hopefully that was genuine enough.
I have never seen a dev so open about a massive, almost corporate-level game. But yes, if anything, this shows you that Riot is trying to be fair about their prices.
Okay, I don't know. I think it is greedy. I think selling a board for $200 to the whales is greedy. I also think it's smart and not that bad. I don't think it's that bad, genuinely. Something he said there is very important that Riot is saying is like, you want an opportunity to give the whales a way to support you. You want someone who wants to put money into the game, have something that's worth their money, so you could put that into the game. That is literally what I do and what I recommend everyone do on Patreon. I'm not even kidding. I have ridiculous options, quote unquote ridiculous options, on my Patreon for people if they really want to get close to me and if they really want more personalized content for me. Are they a little overpriced? Probably. But the reason why I have that is if somebody wants to whale, if somebody wants to support me really heavily and you know, throw money and get rewards for them, I want to make sure they have the option to get rewards for them. So like 90% of my content is free. Like 90% of everything I do, the videos I put on YouTube, everyone watching this right now, it's free. My OnlyFans, not OnlyFans, my Fansly streams, free. I mean, for the time, like then I sell them on Gumroad, but the initial, you know, thing is free. 90% of my content, WF and Wild, WF and League have very different target audiences? WF? I don't know what WF is. Wild Rift? I don't know. So is that greedy? Probably a little bit, but it's also, I think, smart. It's giving people a way if they want to support you to do it. Now, an individual doing that versus a small indie game company that like Riot, I don't know. I'm probably nitpicking and biased, as I said again, you know, because I'm just like, no, I do that. It's okay when I do that, but you're a big company that makes like thousands of skin every, you know, it's I don't know. It is what it is. I enjoy the content. Thank you. Appreciate the freeness. Oh, you're welcome. Warframe? Warframe? Why are we mentioning Warframe? I really do want the $175 tier. Excalibur is the best Warframe. I don't know jack shit about Warframe. Small indie game company like Riot, yeah. I just don't have enough to afford that right now. Yeah, it's no fucking problem. It's no issue. Listen, again, all this content is free. I live off of people that want to support me and can physically. What's up, Reaver? Thank you so much for following. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the import. Hope you enjoy your day. How you doing? Unknown games such as League of Legends. Exactly. I don't know. I think it is a little bit greedier for Riot to do it, but I don't think it's like, it's not as evil as like loot boxes and gambling, which Riot also does. So, you know, gonna lurk as I usually do. No problem. We enjoy lurkers here. So I don't even think that's the worst thing. I think again, I respect your did I give an opinion? I don't even know. I'm planning on either the $30 tier or the $50 in the new year. That's cool. Yeah, no pressure if you this wasn't I was just comparing my Patreon to what Riot Games is doing. I wasn't like shilling out my Patreon. Oh, someone said disagree and somebody, okay, I got it. For a game, they need players to spend money, or spend the time on the game, yeah. I lost my train of thought. Greedy, yeah, I don't think it's as bad as the loot boxes, which Riot Games is. I think Netcrit is sniffing a little Hofium, premium. I know a lot of game companies, there's a lot of, like, terrible shit for monetization, but, like, I feel like League of Legends is 2 steps away from being there. Like, yeah, we have all of these fucking, these devs coming out and saying all these, like, cool things about things that I really appreciate and I think are good, and I think it's good how transparent and how actually good they're treating everything. But this is one, you know, president away from going fucking downwards. How, like, worshipped was Blizzard in the game studio, you know, industry, and then, you know, they fucked shit up. You know what I mean? Like, although, I guess he's arguing that it's set up for success. If they keep these going, yeah. I'm just not super as optimistic as Necrit is, because I really think this is one executive's decision away from going fucking downwards. I discovered Warframe through the SFM port. Good, 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 good. I'm a top supporter on Streamloots. On the whole website or just for me? It's a wait and see. Yeah, everything's a wait and see, you know, but the whole point of this is to, like, interact and, like, theorize and theory craft and shit. You know?
Lastly, when it comes to skins, we have to mention Valorant, because Valorant is perhaps their most aggressive monetization. There, a normal recolor of a gun is about $10, with a full new model going for about 20. On top of that, melee weapons, so for example knives, are double the price. So, for a unique model on a knife, that would be $40. And on top of that, sometimes you get bundles of special weapons with unique finishers that go for up to $100. The logic behind this pricing is that for each gun you are only going to buy one skin. So once you buy a skin, you are unlikely to get another one. There is no gambling involved
Bullshit. 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 You could say the same shit about League of Legends. How many people have League of Legends champions that are their favorite that they have every skin for? I'm raising my hand. It's me. It's bullshit. That is a bullshit take on the monetization. If that was true, they would come out with a new gun every 3 months. The future of League of Legends looks grim. I don't think it looks grim. It's League of Legends. It's gonna survive. You only notice that one of those ASMR. Excuse me. I have nearly every Jinx skin. Exactly. Listen, the guy, Ghostcrawler, I'm gonna stop yelling. Ghostcrawler before said that League of Legends needs to come out with new champions, and they need to come out with new skins for content. Actually, that's not, okay, it's not a one-to-one, never mind. But yeah, if that was true, their focus would be, having more guns to sell more skins. If that was true. I'm 100% certain fucking, I've barely seen Con play League, fucking Valorant, but of the Valorant content that I've seen people play, they have multiple skins for guns and multiple knife skins because, like, oh, it's the shaving knife, but also it's the spinny knife. I'm fucking not making any sense. Anyway, you know what I mean.
Anywhere around Valorant. It is very much unlike Counter-Strike. So at least the monetization is not predatory per se. That said, it is still pretty high. Now, that was all the notable skin monetization. It's fairly standard, and sometimes the prices can go higher. However, remember, we are still talking about purely free-to-play games. So, let's talk about the potential pay-to-win. For Riot, the worst offender of this would be skipping grinds and buying characters. We can find this in League of Legends, Legends of Runeterra, and Valorant. In Legends of Runeterra, you can buy cards, comment, yeah. But no one ever does that, because the game gives you so many free cards, you really don't have to do anything. In fact, the game is notoriously so fair, it is struggling to make money. In Valorant, you can unlock a new character every week if you really grind. Realistically, it is a new character every 2 weeks. And in League, you can buy champions directly, which could have been translated into power in the past. However, unlike in Overwatch, where picking heroes in the middle of the game can decide the game, and where the game is balanced around counterpicking, in League, that's not really the case anymore. A few years back, the game was balanced around hard counterpicking being a thing. But these days, Riot is trying to make sure that's not a thing for a very obvious reason. Unlike in Overwatch, in League, you lock in your champion for an entire game. So if you get hard counterpicked, you are not gonna have fun for the next 30 minutes. To combat this, Riot is slowly removing hard counterpicks from the game. And now, you may have a slight advantage, but in general, any champion can win against any champion. Because of this, if you look at the players at the very top of the ladder, you may realize that all of them are playing one champion. So in League, if you buy a champion, you don't buy power, because owning other champion won't affect how your game is going, but you buy the option to try out other characters. With that said, I should mention that League currently has over 160 champions, and the game is giving you a lot of champions for free.
Shenanigans, yeah.
Again, it is free to play. But there is one more thing I need to mention. While Riot is built on a strictly not pay-to-win monetization, there was a time when you could buy power. This dark age will scare even the most powerful veteran players. Of course, I'm talking about
the rune pages?
Runes. Yeah, for the first 7 years in League's history up until 2017, besides
he's really bringing up the rune pages?
Currency, you also had to buy runes. Runes were basically sockets. They gave you tiny bonuses like 0.1 attack damage or 1% crit. Of course, 1% crit was ridiculously overpowered because all...
I really miss 1% crit runes. Guys, I really miss 1% crit runes. I really, really miss 1% crit runes, that's all.
All you needed was that one rune that gave you 1% crit chance, because by default everyone had 0. So in the early fights, what would happen if you had the tiny chance to win the lottery and crit them? Well, you would essentially decide the early fights. So of course, everyone always had at least...
It really was not that broken. It was for fun. I genuinely did not think it was that broken.
1% crit rune. Anyway, the problem with these was that You needed a lot of runes to fill a rune page, with one full rune page being equivalent to one champion of the highest cost. But also, you couldn't customize the page before each game started. You had to set them up ahead of time, and then when you were picking champions, you would lock in one of the pages. By default, the game gave you 3 rune pages. So usually you would set up one for attack damage, one for ability power, and one for tanking. But what if you wanted to play a support who needs mana regeneration? Well, you had to buy an extra page, with each new page costing the value of yet another new champion, or $5. Basically, this would be equivalent to buying dual spec in WoW, except you could buy it with real money, and you needed it 5 times. So what did Riot do? Did they lower the price to make the system a bit more fair?
You didn't need 5 pages. I didn't play with 5 pages. If you wanted to support, you'd take out your tank runes and switch them. It's weird that this is like the closest thing they have to pay to win, but it wasn't even that bad.
No, they removed it entirely because pay to win is not what Riot does. The reason why it was in the game in the first place is because it was an idea from 2009. Back then, they didn't even know how they wanted to monetize their game. So they were trying out random things. Anyway, as you can see, even when Riot gets close
required effort, it did require a lot of effort. It did require a lot. It was the same effort as finding out your, like, you'd literally have to look up, what's a champion from back then? Fucking Jinx. Yeah, Jinx, words. Jinx, runes, and, what was the other thing? I guess it was it just runes and summoner spells? Wait, no, runes? Oh my god, masteries! You'd have to look up runes, masteries, and summoner spells, and then you'd have to do it every single, game. I remember that. I'd have to take all the shit off, put all of it shit back on. Pay for convenience is pretty common too. Yeah, it's pay for convenience. Yeah, the system is way better now, even though I miss it.
Away from it. They know how bad the impact can be, and their normal monetization formulas are working, so why would they damage it? Now, this entire time, I pretty much talked about things that everyone else talked about as well. The 3 big factors steering the course of Riot's MMO. Number 1 being people attracted to the IP, number 2 being monetization that is nearly guaranteed to be fair, and number 3 being the fact that Ghostcrawler mentioned that the team working on Riot's MMO is stacked. Anyway, besides these 3 points, there is also a hidden 4th one. And it's a big
hefty price. I never paid a cent for a rune page. It was, as he said, the price of a character, which, you know, is annoying when you could, you could buy a new character or be slightly convenient before every game. So, again, I don't think it was that bad. I genuinely think the $200 for a map or the loot boxes are way worse than that. I genuinely don't even think, even though it's technically pay for convenience, pay to win, I don't even think it was that bad. I lived through it. Like, I think the other shit was way worse, but it was bad, and I'm glad it's different because it's way better now.
Riot's MMO is set up for success, and I'm not joking. It's something no one talked about because everyone is focused on the gameplay. But I strongly believe this one might affect how Riot's MMO rolls out. You see, League has been selling skins for 13 years now. That is 13 years of gathered data. Data which can be applied to the MMO. They know what skins sell and what don't. They know which aesthetics are appealing and which are not. But most importantly, they have skin lines in League that people love. And these could be ported over to the MMO. Now, if you don't play League and you don't know what I'm talking about, let me explain. Instead of just giving random champions random skins, Riot likes to connect skins together and make them part of the same alternative world. For example, there is the High Noon alternative universe, and champions who share the same High Noon skin can be cowboys, clockwork angels, demons from the Wild West, and people corrupted by demons. They all share the same thematic, and together, they make up an aesthetic that people get attached to. So what happened over the years is that Riot made skin lines that people love. And every time a new skin from that skin line is released, it is an instant success. And of course, what they can do is that they can take these successful skin lines and sell them as transmog in the MMO. If you consider the fact that they have 13 years of customer data about purchasing skins, they are set up for success if they decide to sell premium transmog, because they know what transmog is gonna be popular. What's even cooler is that even though they didn't give us the exact order, Riot confirmed...
This is dumb. Not to be contrarian. No, excuse me. I agree with everything here. I think transmog should be a thing and all this thing. This guy literally had a whole video talking about how we can't wield the Blade of the Ruined King because it's an iconic blade for the lore. So he is telling me that for immersion, no player is going to be able to wield the Blade of the Ruined King, but I'm going to be able to pay Riot $10 to look like a fucking Star Guardian? I am going to do that, by the way. I'm 1,000,000,000% going to give Riot 30 of my dollars, real life dollars, to make my character look like a Star Guardian. How it's just so strange to me that, like, without even batting an eye, he's like, no, you're not gonna be able to wield these weapons because they're iconic for the champions. No, you're not gonna be able to fight these guys because there's no way Riot would ever kill them. But my immersion, but I can't process anything he's saying just like tempo-wise. Oh, I have it in 1.25 speed. I can lower the speed. Weird champ, yeah. I think it should be both. It's just weird to me that he's like, you can't do this, but there definitely is going to be transmog that you could pay Riot to look like a fucking Star Guardian. Maybe he hasn't actually connected the dots yet? Maybe. I don't know. I thought it was just how he made the video. No. I need to watch videos at fast speed. I don't have enough time. Yeah, it's not, I really don't mean to be, like, so contrarian. It's just, I just had to note that. Like, I think there should be transmog. I think you should be able to get the Blade of the Rune King. I think you should be able to fight Diana. And Leona without it being canon or without you being able to kill them. It's a video game. Like, they're gonna find ways to get, Wyatt.
5 of their most popular skin lines. So now, let me show you what
Thank you, Revo. Exactly. Revo reject.
Again, there is no particular order, but first there is the Project skin line. This one is an absolute classic. It is a futuristic skin line with energy, blades, and guns, as well as some really deadly robots. Next there is KDA. The success of this skin line is driven by the popularity of their virtual K-pop band.
I will pay $20 for individual pieces of the KDA wear. I'm Riot Games, if you were listening, you have me by the fucking gooch if you sell individual pieces of the KDA. I can't even front. I can't even fucking front. My bitch ass, day one, is gonna make a fucking Visani, whatever slut bard class they have, and I'm gonna pay a butt fuck of money for KDA, Project, and Star Guardian. Oh shit, this is gonna be bad. Guys, I'm gonna become a Riot MMO only streamer for the next 10 years, or the 10 years after they release this thing.
The songs were a massive hit, and of course, these skins were too. So this one seems like easy money, though I'm not sure how my Freljordian Barbarian is going to be wearing one of these. Next, there is also Darkstar, a skin line around dark cosmic entities that are destroying worlds. The vast majority of these skins are stunning, and I have to point out that Darkstar Jhin is one of the best-selling skins in the history of League. Then we also have Spirit Blossom, a skin line released with an awesome visual novel inside League of Legends. This one is themed around Eastern legends. However, this skin line is also unique, because this skin line portrays mythical stories that Ionians believe in the canon universe. So in a way, these skins are canon. It's just that the champions are not themselves as champions, they are portraying the mythical stories. And lastly, there is the Star Guardian skin line. What originally started as a Sailor Moon knockoff eventually became its own universe with
I think he's trying to tell a joke. I really disagree with the word knockoff. I'm trying to get rid of my biases so I can make an opinion that's not trying to get rid of my biases. Star Guardian Lux. What's up, Bagman? Welcome back. Time to, yeah, I'm trying to think because I'm trying to quell the rage that's inside me. I don't think that's fair. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't think calling Star Guardian Lux a Sailor Moon knockoff when it's a reference. I honestly think Teemo is a bit weak, at least melee-wise. He doesn't have a melee weapon. That's like saying an archer is weak melee-wise. He is weak melee-wise. He doesn't have. He has a blow dart gun. That's how the character works.
Some very cool stories. The Star Guardian universe is perhaps the most popular one, with Star Guardian Jinx also being one of the best.
Would that mean every Magical Girl anime is a Sailor Moon knockoff at that point? Yeah, I feel like it's a little bit, I don't know. I think he was just trying to make a joke, it just didn't land with me. Yeah.
Universe is perhaps the most popular one, with Star Guardian Jinx also being one of the best-selling skins ever.
No surprise there.
So this one would be an easy moneymaker too. But this time we have 2 male champions here, although it would still probably look weird on my Barbarian. But that is it for all the things I wanted to talk about. There was one more point, however, that point kinda crumbled. You see, I wanted to mention that while Riot Games is running their games in the West, in the East it was ran by Garena. Which meant that as the West had their normal monetization, Garena could use the Eastern monetization in the East, and the two basically had their own ecosystems. However, a few weeks ago, Riot just cut off Garena
Thank
entirely,
God.
and they decided to operate League of Legends in the East themselves. What's funny is that Blizzard kinda tried to do the same thing, but Blizzard is not able to run their own games in the East. So while they also cut off their own Chinese publisher, because they can't publish it themselves,
no.
WoW is just gone. Anyway, what I wanted to mention originally is that because there is the West
Oh my
and
God.
East, because in the East players are more friendly towards pay to win, Riot can now operate two different ecosystems themselves. And so, even though I'm not really sure if this still holds up because they are no longer ran by Garena in the East, I still believe that Riot can run separate monetization in separate regions, because now they are controlling everything themselves. So
Okay, why would they run separate monetization though? Why would they run separate monetization? That makes me like raising an eyebrow. That's a little suspicious. I think I'm just being pessimistic right now, but like that makes it feel like, oh, they're gonna do the shitty monetization where they could get away with it, you know? Money speaks, yeah. Optimistically, it's just like, oh no, different cultures like different way to monetize the game, so we're gonna, you know, by region, depending on how that culture wants to spend money, we're gonna operate. But in my head, I'm just like, oh, so the regions that don't ban loot boxes, we're gonna give them loot boxes.
who knows, maybe there will be pay to win, but that pay to win will only be in the East. I believe that's
Why? Why not just make it...
how Lost Ark is being handled, but I could be wrong. Maybe the chances are the same everywhere. Anyway, Riot's MMO seems to be shaping up really well. That is probably because the people behind it seem to know what they are doing, their player base is ready to try out anything, and should we actually
prices
get a
get
good
around
game,
gambling, yeah.
their monetization is ready to shoot it up into the stratosphere. There was also that time they were trying to sell achievements, like not achievement unlocks. You had to pay to access achievements, which was then followed by a separate version of the achievements which was totally free, so we don't talk about that.
They still try to make Eternals a thing. They just released new Eternals. It's yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, it feels like one executive decision just goes spiraling downwards. Never got even to monetization. Yeah. As usual, Necrit knows what the fuck he's talking about. If Riot, dare I say, good indie game company, follows the Legends of Runeterra or TFT, you know, maybe not TFT because I don't want to spend $200. Riot Games would make you spend $200 for a fucking Fox Visani butt plug to put on my character. Thank you, Viz Demon, following. Welcome to the import. Hope you enjoy your stay. How you doing today? But holy shit. I honestly think they could fund the whole game on transmog. Because I will legit spend $20 for one character to be a Star Guardian. I would pay to make my character Visani, like visually. You would buy? That's what I'm saying. That's literally what I'm saying. See you in 10 years and the MMO comes out. Yeah. Casual $500 million. Okay. It's gonna be successful, probably. I don't know how they would drive us into the ground. Yeah, no, I think that's what they should stick on. I think it's a good video. Despite how fucking negative I was through the whole thing, I'm actually pretty positive. Again, I think it's one executive decision from loot boxes, but probably Riot Games is just gonna sell you hot outfits for your characters to wear. And most of the game are gonna be free. Well, they'll probably play expansions too, but I don't think expansions by itself pay, you know, for an ongoing live service like that. Yeah, pretty hyped for this MMO. It's their moneymaker. I feel like have less to say as these reaction to Necrit videos go on, because I pretty much made my opinions clear. I haven't changed anything. I hope I can give my character a fat food cock. Bagman, how much would you pay for a fat food cock? Guys, how much would you pay in an MMO for a cannon fat Fuda cock? That's interesting, transmog. That's a tough one. At least $5. At least 10. Okay. It's like an auction. 350. $20. Sold. $20. Yeah. Been recording for 40 minutes on a 28-minute video. Yeah, excited. 20 if I can import the character to VR chat. Oh my god. You would not? We have one that would not? We have one that would not? Are they gonna put a massive price tag on being trans to be realistic? Ooh, wait. Wait. Pear has a very good point. Wait. Wait a minute. That would get them in trouble, I think. When term Fuda pisses people off, it depends on who you ask. As long as you don't call a real-life person a Fuda, you're gonna be fine. A Fuda is an imaginary creature. Ban the Fuda. No, we're not banning the Fuda hater. Fupa? No, Futa. Fuda is specific to dojins? Yeah. Of course, I'm trying to talk about the MMO. We start talking about Fudas for 5 minutes. Yeah. Excited about the game. I think Necrit is sniffing copium, but mostly on the money, as he usually is. Yeah, if Riot keeps going with these trends, I'm making a misspelling joke. Oh, I got you. As long as Riot keeps on these trends for, shit, then, yeah, it should be good. I will definitely pay money for transmog. Will I pay $400 for a fucking cat ears? Probably not, but, you know. I know someone who's trans and considers themselves a Fuda. I mean, that's up to them. They can do that. They're allowed to. Just, I would not call any real-life trans woman a Fuda. I would definitely not do that, Frisk. Do not do that. I'm telling you right now. I'm trying to think about the immunization. I don't know what else they could do for money besides transmogs. Player housing? Ooh, that's not a bad one. How does Final Fantasy 14, you have to pay in-game currency for that, right? Player housing, that's interesting. Gonna buy my Visani a nice little penthouse in Piltover. Oh no, I'm role-playing. Oh no, I'm making OCs and role-playing. Fuck, I'm gonna stop the video here. Excited for the MMO whenever it fucking comes out. Alright, bye-bye.